Hello, ladies. I am so super excited to be talking to you for another Monday motivation for our mastermind. Here we are. I cannot believe it. It's February 21st. It's actually next Monday will be the last Monday of the month. It'll be the last day of the month. And I want to remind everybody that we are going to be doing our mastermind deep dive on Tuesday, March 1st, 6 p.m. via Zoom. And I'm really super excited about being able to do it on Zoom again because I know sometimes it's hard for people to get over, but I also know that we love getting together live. And every other Wednesday, we have I should say the second and fourth Wednesday, we have our live events on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. at Dr. Lee's. So I just want to remind everybody, put that in your schedule. You've got your binder, you've got everything for the year. And, I completely understand. Sometimes you can't make it both in 1 month, but at least try to make it, if not once a month, once every other month. Those live deep dives, those live mastermind mini events are so valuable and is where we have the opportunity to not only stay accountable to one another and to talk about all the great things that you have going on and really focusing on the impact that we're making in the world, the purpose, the meaning, the fulfillment, but also to collaborate with one another. So I want to talk about a couple things and remind everybody that you should have taken all these dates and put it in your planner. So you are good to go when your schedule permits to attend live. But also, we are going to start this Wednesday. We're going to start planning our retreat. And our retreat is the weekend of April 29th. So if you're able to come live on Wednesday, that is one of the topics that we will be discussing among other things. And another topic that we are going to be discussing and collaborating on is the Mastermind Day event that we're going to do this summer. And it's something that we want to do for girls. It would be great to bring some boys into the mix, but I think for this year we'll concentrate on girls, and it'll be a day event in the summer where we can collaborate and we can just pour into the next generation. We can pour into the next generation with our gifts, with our talents, and really conduct a mastermind meeting with some structure and just some really neat, cool goals to leave this world a better place. And obviously, in life, our goal is continued development, and we are all at different places in that development. And then there's other phases in life. Sometimes when you're a young mother, you have kids, and I was talking about this at church yesterday with a couple of moms and dads, and I said, when I had 5 kids and I was going to church and I had my 5 young kids, all I was thinking about was what their schedules were for the next week. And then how do I merge what I'm doing in my life with their 5 schedules? And what did that look like? And then also having, a husband and having a relationship. And it's really hard sometimes to focus on anything more than that. And then whatever little bit of growth you're working on the side. But you go to a different phase in your life where at least most of us are, where if we have children, they're older and they've just recently left the house, or they're in the process of leaving the house, or they've already left the house, and we're in a different phase of our lives. Those that have never had children, while there are pros and cons to every aspect of life and every scenario of life, there sure is a really special a special dynamic about being more in control of your life because you don't have little ones that you have to take care of. And you can really focus on giving back to the world and realizing, what do you value and what impact do you want to make on the world? And it's not just about you. And that's one of the things I talk about all the time. And we as a group talk about that, there are plenty of people in this world that when you sit down and have a conversation with, it's just about them. It's about them. It's about their life. It's about their finances. It's about their vacations. It's about what they do. And it's very much a self-centered world in which they operate. And let me tell you what, there's nothing wrong with that. And we love everyone. But when you're on a path of growth, because you want to be on that path of growth, which is why we are pulled together as mastermind ladies and leaders and sisters, is because we've come to a place because we desire to do more and make a bigger impact. And sometimes it's exactly what that is, and you're very clear with what that contribution to the world is, and sometimes you're just not as clear, and that's okay. That's why we do what we do. That's why we live with intention. That's why we read a good book every month. That's why we're striving for specific goals. That's why we're collaborating to do some impactful things. And what I would love for us to do more and more of is collaborate more on how we can pull together our gifts and talents and really do great things. So that's another thing that we'll be talking about this Wednesday. So if you can make it, we would love to have you. And if you can't make it, you'll be there with us in spirit, and we definitely will pass all the information along regarding the plans that we make for the retreat, as well as for our mastermind day event that we do this summer. Really excited. So we are coming up on the great month of March, and our book for March is Excuse Me, Your Life is Waiting. Now, it's a little thicker book than we're used to reading, and not saying we can't read a book this thick, but it's a little bit thicker than we're used to reading. And for the month of February, hopefully you're still listening to the Greatest Salesman of the World audio. Hopefully you have started to either reread that book, The Greatest Salesman in the World, or you're finishing The Miracle Morning, or you decided to read something different. I went through the Screw Tape Letters, which was phenomenal, but I also just started this book because I wanted to just, really talk a little bit about what this book is. Now, I am going to tell you that in my opinion, this is an entry level book into the law of attraction. And I can honestly say this is probably the very first time that I opened a book and I was like, hey, I feel like this is an entry level, that we have graduated in our reading, in our knowledge, and our understanding on some of these absolute truths that we know. So I'm really excited about that. I think that probably most of you will agree, but if you don't, that's okay. But I was like, hey, we've graduated after 5 years. This May 1st will be 6 years that we have conducted the mastermind, and there have been a handful of us that have been here all 6 years, and it's so exciting because as I've learned in my journey, success happens in decades. So it'll be really exciting to see what those of us that have started together, where we will all be, those of us that continue together for that 10-year reunion. And we will do a really whopper trip for our 10-year reunion, because that's a big deal to make that type of commitment. But you can't, I just can't put in words what this has meant. It's life-changing, but it truly is. It's really life-changing for those that are doing it for the right reasons. Not that people are, and I mean living this way, because I know you can't fake it. You can fake anything for a little bit. You can fake anything for a while, but at the end of the day, that faking only will take you so far. It'll only take you so far because it takes a lot of energy and effort to fake it for a long period of time, because your inner energy, your soul, your compass will say, this isn't what I want to do. This isn't who I want to be. And let me tell you what, the most beautiful thing in this life is for each and every one of us to understand clearly what it is we want. Not everybody wants to live their lives reading a book once a month, or 2 books, or 3 books. Not everybody wants to live a life where they set goals for themselves annually and monthly. And not everybody wants to live their life where they're others focused instead of self-focused. Not everybody wants to live their life where they're intentionally growing. Not everybody wants to live their life like that. And that's completely okay. But what I've learned along my journey in life is you can only fake it for so long. And then you just say, I can't fake this any longer. It's what happens sometimes in marriages, in relationships, where one person is pretending to like what's going on, or settling for a situation because it's like it's the situation. But you can only fake it for so long if you're listening to that inner voice. You can fake it for all your life if you're not listening to that inner voice. But what happens is very similar to what is talked about in this book. And I like to have first names. Lynn is this lady's name, and Lynn is talking about the law of attraction. And one of the things that she talks about in the law of attraction is basically that ability to understand that you really can only fake it for so long, because even if you don't get tired of faking it, the people around you will start to realize what is really going on. And I think that's one of the reasons why people come in and out of your life. You're going to have a group of people, and it could be a very small group of people. It could be a larger group of people that are not your family that you have until the day you die. And that group, that special group, those are the people that, you know what? It's real. And I don't know about you ladies, but at the age that I am, especially after losing my mom a year ago, March 22nd, I'm coming up on the 1-year anniversary. But you change. And I will always say this, you get better, but you change. And you take things more seriously. You realize that our days are numbered. And you really start to self-evaluate everything in your life. And I think that's one of the reasons why there's a shift in life, because you realize that you truly only have so many hours in a day. You only have so much capacity, and you begin to become very, very particular with what you do with that time. And that's why I love what we do. And one of the things that she talks about here in her book is like attracts like. It has nothing to do with personalities. It's why you can have somebody that is so completely different from somebody else, but at the core, they value the same things, and that like comes together. It's why you never judge the book by its cover. It's why you never look at someone external and think that you know who that person really is, because it's the heart. It's the heart. It's the values. It's the identity. And it's one of the things, as we all know, that Satan attacks first. So being strong in your identity is beautiful, it's glorious, and it's something that we're doing together. And it is, it's a gift, and it's such a blessing. So super excited to get deeper into this book. But like I said, it is, we've all graduated, I believe. And I gotta give Mary McMahon credit, because she sure has brought a level of depth and history and knowledge to us that we didn't have before. So, we thank you, and we thank each and every one of you, because you truly do bring something special. We love you all. Have a fabulous week. I could sit and talk forever, but I want to get you back to your life. Please let me know if you haven't scheduled your February one-on-one coaching session. I definitely want to get that on the books, because we've got a week left. And for those of you who need any additional assistance with anything, please contact me. Put a little note in the messenger thread, and we'll take care of that. And hopefully we'll see a lot of you on Wednesday at Dr. Lee's at 10 a.m. And until we meet again, be big, be bold, and most importantly, be you. We love you. Bye-bye.